Welcome to Discover Journey's most nose-destroying episode yet. Today we're diving nose first into humanity's most putrid culinary creations, where rotting meets refined dining. From Sweden's surströmming that clears entire buildings, to Taiwan's stinky tofu that makes sewage smell like perfume. We're exploring foods so pungent they're banned from airlines, hotels, and probably several countries. Imagine fermented fish that triggers hazmat teams, cheese crawling with live maggots, and tofu that smells like 1,000 gym socks dyed in a dumpster fire. These aren't just meals. They're biological weapons disguised as dinner. Get ready to hold your nose and question humanity's culinary choices. This is where food meets fear, and your nose may never forgive you. Surströmming, the Swedish weapon of mass destruction. Welcome to the world's most notorious fermented fish, a dish so pungent it's banned from most airlines and can clear an apartment building faster than a fire alarm. Surströmming isn't just fermented herring, it's Sweden's contribution to biological warfare disguised as food. The horror begins with the can itself, which often bulges ominously from fermentation gases. Opening it is like disarming a bomb. It must be done underwater to prevent the unholy stench from violating the Geneva Convention. The sound of gas escaping is your last warning before the apocalypse of odors is unleashed. The smell, dear God, the smell. Imagine a rotting corpse wrapped in dirty gym socks, marinated in expired milk, then left in the sun for a month. Now multiply that by 1,000. It's so potent that unwitting apartment dwellers have called hazmat teams thinking there was a gas leak. Even hardened food critics have been known to run away gagging. The fish itself looks like something archaeologists might uncover from an ancient burial site. Silvery brown fillets swimming in a murky brine that could probably dissolve metal. The texture is somehow both mushy and chewy, like something that can't decide whether it's decomposed or just really, really tired of existing. Horror rating: Infinity out of 10. It's literally classified as a biohazard by several airlines, can trigger evacuation of buildings, might violate international chemical weapons treaties. As I sit here, eyes watering, wondering if my sense of smell will ever recover, I realize that somewhere, a Swedish ancestor is laughing maniacally. This isn't just food. It's an endurance test that makes military boot camp look like a spa day. Fun fact, while most cultures stopped eating things that smell like chemical warfare, the Swedes turned it into a delicacy. It's like they looked at normal fermented fish and thought, nah, not hardcore enough. Hakarl, the Vikings' revenge from the depths. Welcome to Iceland's most notorious culinary nightmare. Fermented Greenland shark that makes rotten fish smell like a spring breeze. This isn't just aged fish. This is a shark that's been buried underground for months until it becomes toxic enough to kill you, then cured until it's just barely safe enough not to. Picture this: a shark so full of natural toxins that it must ferment for 4 to 5 months underground, then hang dry for several more months until it transforms from definitely lethal to probably won't kill you. The result? A food that smells like death bathed in ammonia and tastes like the essence of a chemical warfare experiment. The white cubes of meat look deceptively innocent like marshmallows from hell. But lean in closer, if you dare, and you'll be hit with an aroma that can only be described as an unholy trinity of rotten fish, ammonia, and gym locker that's been sealed for a century. Even Gordon Ramsay, the man who's eaten everything, dramatically gagged when trying this Viking horror. First-timers are advised to hold their nose and suppress their gag reflex, not exactly the serving suggestion you want to hear about your food. The taste is an assault of ammonia followed by a strong fishy flavor that lingers in your mouth like a ghost haunting its killer. Each bite is a reminder that Vikings weren't just warriors, they were culinary daredevils with iron stomachs. Horror rating: 9.8 out of 10. The fact that you're eating something that started out so toxic it could kill you and is now just mostly safe adds a special kind of psychological trauma to each bite. As I sit here, questioning every life choice that led to this moment, I realize that somewhere a Viking ancestor is laughing at my struggle. This isn't just food preservation. It's an ancient form of culinary hazing that survived into the modern age. Devil. Shiokara, when your squid brings the ocean's darkest secrets. Deep in the shadowy corners of Japanese izakayas lies a dish that makes even hardened sushi veterans shudder. Shiokara, a terrifying concoction of squid guts fermented in their own viscera. This isn't just seafood. This is the ocean's revenge, served in a small ceramic bowl. The sight before me is like something from a Lovecraftian nightmare. Chunks of raw squid viscera swimming in a rust-colored paste made from their own fermented innards. The color ranges from deep burgundy to an unsettling brown, like the ancient depths where no light dares to venture. Each piece glistens with a malevolent sheen under the dim bar lights. The aroma hits you like a tidal wave of marine terror, intensely fishy, brutally salty, with notes of what can only be described as concentrated essence of sea creatures' last revenge. It's as if someone bottled the angry ghost of every squid ever caught and turned it into a condiment. The texture, each piece offers a resistance that reminds you this was once part of a living creature's digestive system. The fermented paste clings to each morsel like dark memories of the deep, creating a salty umami explosion that makes your taste buds question every life decision that led to this moment. Horror rating, 9.5 out of 10. The psychological impact of knowingly consuming fermented squid guts is like volunteering for a Lovecraftian ritual. Even hardened Japanese salarymen often need a shot of sake before facing this oceanic horror. As I sit here contemplating each bite, I can't help but think that somewhere in the depths, Cthulhu is nodding in approval. This isn't just a dish, it's an initiation into the dark arts of fermentation, where every bite reminds you that the scariest things in the ocean aren't always the ones with teeth. Stinky tofu. When your food can be smelled from 3 blocks away. Welcome to Asia's most notorious street snack, where fermentation goes from science to psychological warfare. Imagine walking down a street in Taiwan and suddenly being hit with an odor so powerful it makes sewage smell like perfume. Congratulations, you've just encountered stinky tofu. Let's paint the scene. Innocent-looking cubes of tofu are fermented in a brine made from fermented milk, vegetables, and meat that's been aged until it develops a smell that could be classified as a chemical weapon. The fermentation process can take months, during which the brine transforms from merely unpleasant to absolutely apocalyptic. The aroma can only be described as a masterpiece of olfactory terror, a symphony of rotting garbage, unwashed gym socks, and something indefinably worse. It's so potent that food courts often isolate stinky tofu vendors in their own special corner, like putting the nuclear waste away from regular trash. But here's the plot twist that makes this horror story truly bizarre. Once you get past the smell, if you survive, the taste is actually delicious. Crispy on the outside, soft on the inside, with a flavor that's rich, savory, and completely at odds with its devastating aroma. It's like nature's greatest practical joke. Make something smell like biological warfare but taste like heaven. Horror rating, 9 out of 10 minus 1 point because at least it tastes good. Plus several points for making people run away, gagging extra credit for being banned from most indoor establishments. As I stand here breathing through my mouth like a marathon runner, I realize that someone in ancient China looked at regular tofu and thought, "You know what this needs? The essence of 1,000 rotten things." And somehow they were absolutely right. Remember, folks, in the world of extreme cuisine, some dishes don't just push boundaries, they squirm right over them. And if your cheese needs a warning about wearing eye protection while eating it, maybe, just maybe, it shouldn't be food. Survived our stink bomb feast? Your nose will never be the same. From Swedish fermented shark that makes toxic waste smell pleasant, to tofu that could be classified as a chemical weapon, we've journeyed through humanity's most pungent culinary crimes. But this is just the tip of the stinking iceberg. Our Discover Journey channel has hundreds more odorous adventures waiting to assault your senses. Want more nose-destroying content? Check out our World's Smelliest Markets series, or dive into our Fermented Nightmares playlist featuring dishes that would make a skunk run away. Hit subscribe to join our fearless food family, and don't forget to like if you watch this without your nose plugged. Ring that bell to never miss our weekly dose of olfactory terror. Drop a comment below telling us which dish made you gag the most. Was it the surströmming or the stinky tofu? Remember, while others run from bad smells, we eat them. See you in our next stinking adventure, devil.